Askren. Sorry to yell. I'm sorry, Ben. I'm sorry, Ben. I'm the opposite of you. You're mellow. You're cool, calm, and collected.
You guys got Aljo in studio?
What up, dog?
You don't want a fellow wrestler to be in here with a jiu-jitsu man? You're fighting a jiu-jitsu man. So you don't want two jiu-jitsu men in here and feel like you're outnumbered. Ben, thank you. Thank you for coming on, buddy.
Well, I got a black belt in jiu-jitsu, so I'm a jiu-jitsu man too, man.
Wait a second. Do you really?
I do. Yeah. You know what? I was just working out with. I just did a jiu-jitsu workout with Coach Mark Lehman. He's kind of an old school guy. I think you guys might have got an argument back in the day or something.
Wait a second. Are you your friends? You hang out with Mark Lehman?
So it's just he was in Las Vegas and then he was in Dallas, and then I was talking to someone last year and they said, "Oh yeah, Mark Lehman's he's down the street." And so he got married. His wife's a doctor, and he grew up like 10 minutes away from here. So they came back home, and so I reached out to him. And I love anyone who is really mentally in depth at something, and he's pretty sharp. So he's got a lot of really good jiu-jitsu details.
Well, hey, Mark is he came up around the same time as me. We had a little something way back when on Tough War. But listen, since then, we both became husbands and fathers. Is he have kids?
He does not have kids. He's got some dogs. He got about 4
listen,
dogs.
We both became husbands, and he has dogs. I have kids. Bygones be bygones. I'm all in. I'm peace, love. I'm that guy now. I'm pretty mellow.
You gotta love those old school jiu-jitsu and MMA guys that were kind of pioneers. I mean, you guys are kind of like a niche crowd who, even though there was probably rivalries 15 to 20 years ago, you kind of see eye to eye on everything.
Yes, or eye to chest. I'm a very short man. But I got what you're saying, and hey, listen. Ben, you know what I like, Ben? You handled that loss the best possible way you could with that tweet you put out afterwards. When, you took the knee from Jorge, and he put out a tweet. I don't know if you remember this, Aljo. It's like, well, that sucked.
Yeah.
Right? Is that it?
That sucked. Man, that sucked.
Ben, it's one of those things, Ben, where you fought. I mean, you were undefeated up till that point, and I mean, how many guys try to take you out? It almost feels like. Did you feel up until that point that you're just almost untouchable or invincible, or if somebody hit you could listen? You had to weather.
No.
Yeah,
that's the point. I definitely did not think at any point I would go to sleep from one strike. Not obviously you see it happen, but I don't want to say it's a sense of invincibility, but it's just like I have pretty good defense. I mean, I didn't get hit to the point where I was dropped one time in 19 fights, and I fought some pretty good strikers along the way there. So yeah, I mean a little bit, and to his credit, I don't like the guy at all. I think he's annoying as shit. But to his credit, the flying knee was outstanding, and one of the things that was so great about it is he threw it at a different speed than anyone has ever done. Like, have you ever seen anyone run into a flying knee like that? Because I haven't.
No.
And I know that's probably why I misjudged where it was coming from. I misjudged the speed at which it was coming at me because he freaking ran into it. It's like, how could I prepare for that? I've never seen anyone do it.
And it's not. See, until I heard his reasoning, it wouldn't be that smart. Obviously, guys are trying to stay away from you. And I saw leading up to it, you're like, what is he going to do? He's going to look to jab, keep away. Everybody's trying to stay away from me. Because if you get your hands on him, you've shown it's a bitch to get you away from them. So who in their right mind would do that? So when I seen the footage of him doing it the day before, I was like, fuck. And then I heard his reasoning, Ben. And I don't know if you heard this, but instead of it just being like a Hail
I try
Mary,
not to listen to him. It brings down my IQ.
But Ben, I'll tell you, hey, listen, it's funny because you look at him and you're thinking, that's just a street guy that likes to scrap. But when I heard his reasoning, and it was, all right, one, it could do what it did, which was take you out. Two, if it didn't, it could give you something to think about the rest of the fight. And three, if you did get him down with it, this is the catch. This is what really stood out. He was confident in his ability to scramble back up, and then you'd feel that you couldn't hold him down. What did you think of that?
I like number 1 and 2. Number 3 is a terrible answer, though.
Yeah.
Because number 3 would be, number 1, I don't think he would have got up. And number 2, Does he think I'm so much of a quitter that if I can't hold someone down one time, I'm gonna say, "Oh shucks, I guess I can't hold him down." No, I'm gonna take him down. I'm gonna try to hold him down again. Like,
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Listen, back to that jiu-jitsu, you being a black belt. Now, did you go through the ranks? I don't want to hear about, oh, this guy's so good, I'm going to give him he's a blue belt. Let's go right to black.
I got the brown belt, and then I had a few different coaches. And then I heard Chael Sonnen tell this one story about how Mark Schultz gave himself a black belt, and he said, someone can come try to take it away from me. I said, you know what, Chael? I'm a black belt, and no one came and tried to take it away from me, so I figured I'd get to keep it.
Well, I'll get. Is that right? Is that true? Well, listen. I know somebody who's coming to fucking try to get that black belt.
Yeah, he is. This will be good.
Listen. As a fan, I love jiu-jitsu. I love grappling. I don't want to just say jiu-jitsu. I like.
Yeah.
For people that say, like Dana always thought you were whatever, he wasn't a big fan of your grappling. I'm buddies with Dana. I love watching you fight, Ben. I'm a big fan of you able to control people. That you got shit for the Robbie fight. A lot of people aren't weathering that. You know what I mean? So when I heard you were fighting Demian Maia, oh man, I couldn't. As a fan, I got so fucking excited.
Yeah,
these guys can vouch for me, but I don't let them talk. These guys be honest with me. Now after the fight with Jorge, was it just like, give me anybody so I can get back in there and redeem myself, or was it, all right, this dude's I'll take Demian? How did this come about?
Yeah, I mean, it was they offered him. I said, what about Till? But obviously, I think they knew Till was moving up a weight class.
Yeah.
And so it ended up being Demian Maia. I think that's a great choice. You know what? I think him being ranked at 10 is kind of shitty because he's only lost to the champion number 1, number 2. So if you look at his resume, it's really good. He's fought for world title. And then, like you said, I also am a fan of ground guys. I'm specifically a fan of Demian Maia because although he's had a black belt jiu-jitsu, most jiu-jitsu guys don't learn how to wrestle proficiently, and Demian did. And I always kind of liked that about him. So I always wanted that challenge, the challenge of going against him because I think it provides. And it is, when I'm going to this training camp, it's way different than any training camp I've been in a long time because it's like, well, I actually have to think about how this situation is going to go here because in this situation against 95% of the guys, I just dominate them. But what could he possibly try here? So it's like an intellectual challenge in certain positions, whereas most people, to what you said earlier, it's like, okay, how do I close distance to get my hands on him? And once I get my hands on him, I'm just going to beat their ass. Yeah. And so I appreciate the intellectual challenge of it. So yeah, I'm very excited for it.
As a wrestler, and a black belt, I don't want to say that. I'm sure you used to. I mean, you used to taking away, swatting away submissions, like, you know what I mean, and you get confident in that. But just like wrestling, jiu-jitsu is different. There's black belts and there's black belts.
Yeah.
There's wrestlers and there's the elite of the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Is there? I know you're not naive to think, all right, I'm just gonna fucking take him down. I can blanket him. It's Demian Maia. I've dealt with jiu-jitsu guys before. Are you looking at him any differently because he's Demian Maia and guys are knowing he's trying to strangle him and he still strangles them?
Absolutely. No, I totally am. And I mean, I think one of the things that you may have discounted is early in my career, all the way back like when Marcelo Garcia put up those videos in fucking 2010 or whatever. It's like I wanted to go test myself against the best of the best guys in jiu-jitsu, and I didn't want to just do this and just try to keep short elbows and short neck and not get choked out. I wanted to roll with them. I wanted to see what it felt like and what was coming at me, and I wanted to be comfortable in all those different unique positions. I want to be comfortable escaping submissions, and so I always tried to seek out the best of the best, especially early on. And now there's this kid, Dan Borovic, who I train with here in Milwaukee. Like I said, I didn't bring him in from my last camps because I wasn't worried about Robbie or George's jiu-jitsu, right? Yeah. But he's competed a bunch of EBIs. He's competed against Gordon Ryan. Oh my God, he's so good. He's super, super, super high level. I mean, like you're saying, like there's black belts and then there's like next level guys. He's a next level guy. So I bring him in, and it's frustrating going against him because he's like 6'3" and he's got these long legs and he's super flexible and it's super annoying. But it's good because it keeps me really sharp.
I'll tell you, that sounds like a good stunt double for fucking Demian Maia with the height and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, could be like a slim.
I got to study Demian quite a bit too because he fought Tyron when Tyron was a champion, And, I had to be Demian, right? So I kind of studied his game and what he tried to attack and the positions he did and all that stuff. So I have a good idea of kind of what I'm going to see. And, Mark's helped me work 2 positions also. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun.